Kaitaia, the most northern town in Aotearoa. It lives off forestry and tourism, and it lives with methamphetamine. Lots of it.
Meth use is highest in rural towns and among Māori. It remains under the control of gangs.
Methamphetamine consumption was highest in Northland District.
Kaitaia police, acting on a tip-off, found nearly half a tonne of meth in a camper van.
Toko waru ngā wāhine hapū kua tukuna ki tētahi hōtaka patu kiriwarapi I Kaitaia.
Kaitaia. It has the unenviable reputation of being the meth capital of the country. But it's also home to the country's first after-hours drop-in space for people struggling with addiction and mental health.
So we've been here for 2.5 years now. We've got Rakau Ora up and running. It's all whānau. We offer counselling here at Rakau Ora. We don't call it that. We call it awhi kōrero. So it's those simple things that really matter. Counselling has a connotation of there's something wrong with me, I'm mentally this and that, and you know, whatever. Awhi kōrero is like, oh my gosh, we're just going to have a chat. Yeah, absolutely.
Nessa, a mental health clinician and founder of Rakau Ora, an out-of-the-box kaupapa Māori mental health facility on Kaitaia's main street.
The only other place that you can go to for mental wellness support is the hospital. We're open from 5 to 9. We have whānau coming in just to chill.
And how about this? The country's first mental health-focused barbershop. All part of Nessa's awhi kōrero counselling service. And what's the response been like from the community since you opened the drop-in?
It's such a foreign concept, you know, and we're dealing with 100% of the whānau that we have coming in are Māori. But because we're all local, the response has been really good, better than I thought.
The backdrop to it all is addiction, meth addiction. And to give you some idea of just how big the crisis is here, this year, Kaitaia recorded the highest per capita methamphetamine consumption rate in the country, closely followed by Kaikohe and South Auckland.
We're always hearing meth, 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 but before that there was a lot of traumas and other drugs.
Ness and the kaimahi here know, because they've lived it themselves, the mental health issues, the addictions.
My relationship with drugs started at 14. Meth didn't come until probably mid-20s.
Is that sort of a typical kind of, I guess, journey for a lot of people who do end up with meth addiction? It starts with something maybe less, I guess, intense and then moves into meth, or what's your experience?
Yeah, I view, in the way I practice, I view addiction as a symptom of something. And when we're in the height of our addiction, we often are quite invincible and we don't see that there's any issues. But as I began my journey in becoming clean, then I could see all the trauma and everything there, because that's what the drugs are for, to make us forget.
Nessa's backstory is all too familiar. Sex abuse at 14 years of age, the loss of a nan she so loved and depended on, and a disconnect from te ao Māori.
Like, this is 40 years ago. I tucked it away in the back of my head because I was trying to be cool around the people that we were hanging with. Like, shit, they must think this is normal, so I'll just pretend that it's normal. But it was mamai. It was really mamai. And that's where I first got the taste of, okay, there's some quick money. I can just put those feelings aside there. And I'm a big druggy girl now, you know, as a 14-year-old.
Identity,
yeah.
That was back in 1984. Then came the sex work, which paid for a 40-year drug habit on both sides of the Tasman.
A lot of people around you know, massage parlours and brothels and things like that have one idea of what they're like. And, you know, you're all horny chicks in there and, you know, yeah, love it. Absolutely not. Those girls saved my life.
What did change her life was drawing deep on her natural academic abilities she'd always had but ignored. And she got an unlikely break.
One of my regular clients was a GP here in Auckland, and he was sensational. He ended up paying for an hour for us to sit there and talk me through my nursing training.
That's awesome.
So it's not what everyone thinks it is. I didn't do the job, but he came to awhi me because he wanted me out of that scene.
Nessa eventually got her nursing degree while still doing sex work and meth on the side. Highly functioning, but unravelling all at the same time.
You know, I'd run out of things to do when I'm up so long, and I used to make the bed with the kids in it, you know. Because I just ran out of shit to do. And so they'd often wake up like this with their clothes all ready at the end of the bed.
Beyond her immediate whānau, there was an aching disconnect from heritage, from Māoritanga. The drugs, the lifestyle, it eventually spun out of control, quite literally.
I crashed into a tree because I fell asleep. And when I woke up, I was at the hospital and I had SIFs, detectives and some other people. It was like hospital people, and I don't know who but they were all surrounding my bed. They were giving me the option of me and my partner together and the lifestyle that we were leading. They're going to take these kids off me.
It was then that Ness decided to quit the drugs and the prostitution.
And I was tired. I was just tired, and that's when I truly started to reach out to the Māori wahine in me, because she was a stranger to me. And I think that reconnection with my culture, with my iwi, without that, I don't know how this journey could have travelled.
After the break, some close shaves in more ways than one. The generational impact of meth and the redemptive power of reconnection.
Before and afters. This is before, and these are the afters. Look, see?
Tadina runs PJ's barbershop.
Hair treatment and head massage.
She's studying for a mental health certificate. She helps out at the drop-in, but she's been on a rocky road.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, you're welcome.
She's not long out of jail for possession. She's also Nessa's niece. Probation, rehab, and now this.
You need the right support. You know, who you surround yourself with is who you're going to become. You know, you sit in the barber chair long enough, you're going to get a haircut, you know. You know, if you hang around before the, you know, meth users, you're going to end up using meth.
First smoking, then injecting, all while raising 6 tamariki. And there was no escaping it, not for Tadina or her children.
Being a mum for when my mum wasn't present there, my mum wouldn't sleep, so...
Emilu is Tadina's eldest, and Fetu, he's Nessa's son. They're cousins, and both facilitate at the drop-in.
I think kids who've been down our track and been down similar tracks, we've all grown up to hate crack. Crack's whack. Crack's whack.
It really is. My mum would be up and be there, but she wasn't really like, you know, doing mum things. Being a mum should just be a mum sitting there watching her daughter looking after kids at a young age and not being able to go do things that other kids my age are doing.
When I had the other kids and she would see me go for a puff, she would get the kids and she would take them down into the city room and she'd just straight away get up, grab the kids and take them out, take them away. Like I never used that, I never had to tell her or anything.
I just seen my mum in that, you know, puff and all that and do gang activities and all that and just seeing all those type of things, just like girls getting sold off and all that.
Yeah.
Just like those type of things. Yeah.
What's so distressing is to hear how young it starts and how it all begins.
And the ones that are young and on it, I feel like they've also been like coerced into it or peer pressured into it.
You were saying before that you knew someone who was pretty young?
Met a 12-year-old that's been on gear for a year now, or close to. Yeah, it's not something that you really should be seeing, to be honest.
No.
It's quite heartbreaking.
Hearing firsthand how destructive meth is on lives, it's incredible for those of us not involved just how present it is on our streets, my streets, here in Kaitaia.
It's so common. Like, I know there's like hundreds of people, women, doing it too, you know, like being
just
a mum.
Just in Kaitaia?
Just in Kaitaia. There's heaps. I know this, if you were to walk out on that street right now, 1 in 5 people,
really?
they'll even be able to take you to the house with a name.
Wow.
With a name to it. It's real bad in Kaitaia.
New Zealand police recognise the enormity of the meth crisis in Aotearoa, including here in the far north. And they're not alone in that. A full 90% of all reports of concern to Oranga Tamariki are related to meth. 90%.
Back in the day when, you know, meth was still coming up in town, it was really only the oldies doing it, you know, like proper adults, and they knew how to control themselves. Nowadays, anybody's on it and they're just...
Any age.
Yeah, any age, anyone.
It's easier to get a hold of now or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Way easy.
Way easy.
Yeah.
Ko waio, ko tawhitirahi te maunga, ko paringaringa te moana, ko ao puka te awa, ko pōtahi te marae, ko te apauri, nai takato te iwi, ko hika te whānau, ko Nessa tukuinga.
For Ness, it's the realisation of a long-held dream that one day she'd make it home to Kaitaia, complete, clean, and with a kaupapa of real value to share.
Mental health isn't a passion anymore, it's my duty to our Māori people, our Māori community, and especially up here in the far north.